call a meeting to order. If we could all rise for our Pledge of Allegiance. Ladies back there, you guys ready to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? No? No? All right, I'll do it. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Clerk, could you please call the vote? Roll.
Trustee Khan is absent with notice. Trustee Minks.
Here.
Trustee Sheba.
Here.
Trustee Phil.
Here.
Trustee Travis.
Here.
Trustee Whitko.
Here.
Thank you very much. I need an approval of our minutes of our regular meeting of March 26, 2024.
I'll make the motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of March 26, 2024.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Minks, seconded by Trustee Phil, to approve our minutes of March 26, 2024. Any discussion, questions, clarifications, corrections? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. No special reports, no public hearings. Plan Commission reports, PC 24-02. Come on down, Brandon. Requesting a special use permit for the operation of an indoor recreational facility in an M2 General Manufacturing District with select variations for the property, commonly known as 8150 Lehigh Avenue in Morton Grove.
In the case of 2402, Eager Badminton is requesting a special use permit for the operation of a members-only badminton training facility at 8150 Lehigh in the M2 district. Proposed facility would feature 6 indoor courts that accommodate up to 24 players. Most members would range from elementary school age to college age, and many are dropped off and picked up by parents. Applicant operates similar facilities in Schaumburg and in Chicago. Both those locations are in industrial buildings as well. Traffic Safety Commission unanimously approved the case at its meeting on March 7th, and Plan Commission made a unanimous recommendation on March 19th.
Thank you very much. Any questions from the board? Thank you, Rand. Good job. Thank you. Residents' comments. This is on agenda items only. Hearing none. President's report. I have Trustee Phil's favorite proclamation that we do every year here. A little history of Morton Grove as well in this proclamation. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. Whereas this holiday, called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world. And whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide a habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood, fuel for fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our village increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of the business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas this is the 23rd year that the Village of Morton Grove has been recognized as a Tree City USA by the National Arbor Day Foundation. And whereas the Village of Morton Grove for the 3rd year has received the Growth Award from the National Arbor Day Foundation for demonstrating a higher level of tree care and community engagement during the calendar year. Whereas the Village of Morton Grove will continue to plant trees and enjoy them as a vital part of our community for generations to come. Now, therefore, I, Daniel P. DeMaria, Mayor of the Village of Morton Grove, do hereby proclaim April 26, 2024 as Arbor Day in our village, and I urge all citizens to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands and to support the village's urban forestry program. And further, I urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden hearts and promote the well-being of present and future generations. In witness hereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused to be affixed the seal of the Village of Morton Grove, Daniel P. DeMaria, Mayor.
Going to make a comment.
John, I was going to ask you, would you like to make a comment?
Yes, I would. I'd like to say that I'm extremely proud of my wife, Marion, because it was 23 years ago that she approached the village and she got the ball rolling on this. So, Marion, congratulations.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, guys. Arbor Day, one comment I have on it is Morton Grove, I mentioned the Growth Award. Morton Grove is among a small group of communities. Less than 15% of Tree Cities earn that Growth Award for exceeding the 4 standards of Tree City USA, which are having a tree and forestry department, check. Public tree care ordinance, check. Community forestry program and annual budget of at least $2 per capita, check. An Arbor Day observance and the proclamation that I just read. So I want to congratulate Michael Lukic, our Public Works Director, and all of his team over there, especially the Arbor Division of Morton Grove, on getting us in the top 15% of an already prestigious award. Thank you very much. That'll transition to just a few comments about Earth Month. April is Earth Month, and residents should have received their Earth Month newsletter with information about upcoming programs and events. There's a tree giveaway. This was a very successful program, and all of the available trees were provided to residents for planting on their property. Greener Morton Grove Award, excuse me, a program to recognize businesses, organizations, groups, and multifamily resident facilities in Morton Grove that have promoted or implemented environmentally sustainable practices. The program application can be found on the village's website and should be submitted no later than April 30th. Electronic recycling and document destruction event will be May 11th from 9 to 12 at Morton Grove Public Works. Again, that is the electronic recycling and document destruction, May 11th, 9 to 12, Morton Grove Public Works. And of course, all this can be found on our village website. Community Cleanup Day will be May 18th from 9 to 12, starting at the Civic Center, 6140 Dempster Street. Make a difference in our community by help cleaning up the village's parks, trails, and green spaces. We've participated in these before. Last year, John, I'm sure you can remember, it was amazing how much garbage actually we picked up, but everybody felt great about it. It was just it's a really, really cool event. So let's try to get Community Cleanup Day on your calendars for 9 to 12 on May 18th. You can get a free Kids Explore Kit. Kids can also get involved in the village's sustainability efforts by signing the Kids Sustainability Pledge. In our newsletter, bring in your pledge to Village Hall right here and receive a Morton Grove Explorers Activity Kit. Lots going on in Earth Month, so check out the newsletter for more information. Speaking of our Public Works Department, they are still accepting applications for the position of summer seasonal employee. This is a seasonal part-time position without benefits. Applicants must be at least 18 years old of age, high school graduates, and able to work outdoors in varying weather conditions. Visit the employment page on the village's website for more information. Always can stay up to date on the latest village events and news. Sign up for our e-news. Follow us on Facebook and the socials, Instagram, to stay up to date, like I said. Volunteers needed. I wanted to finish with this on my report. 4th of July will be here sooner than later. It's not just about 4th of July, but that is our biggest event. We used to have Taste of Morton Grove, obviously, and that with COVID went on hiatus. But the one thing I want to say is we do need volunteers for 4th of July. It's a great way to meet your neighbors, your friends, community. It's a fun event, and you get to be part of our American tradition that Morton Grove does better than any other village or city or town in the USA. I really believe that. So volunteer and come out to such a great event. So other than that, I have no report. Clerk's report.
No report, Your Honor.
Thank you. Staff report, village administrator.
No report this evening.
Thank you. Corporate counsel.
No report.
Trustee Khan is absent with notice. Trustee Minks.
No report.
Trustee Sheba.
No report, Your Honor.
Trustee Thill.
Yes, Your Honor, I have 3 resolutions. I have Resolution 2428. It's authorizing the annual Memorial Day Parade closure of Dempster Street. I move we accept Resolution 2428.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Thill, seconded by Trustee Whitko to approve Resolution 24-28. Any discussions, questions, clarification? Clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Sheba?
Aye.
Trustee Thill?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Resolution 24-28 passes 5-0, Your Honor.
Was that you, Connie?
Yeah.
Change the second to Trustee Travis.
I have Resolution 2429. It's authorizing a contract with Shader Asphalt Services Incorporated for the 2024 street patching program. I move we accept Resolution 2429.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Thill, seconded by Trustee Minks to approve Resolution 24-29. Any discussions, questions, clarification, corrections? Hearing none, clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Sheba?
Aye.
Trustee Thill?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Resolution 24-29 passes 5-0, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I have Resolution 2430, authorizing the sale of surplus village vehicles and equipment. I move we accept Resolution 2430.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Thill, seconded by Trustee Minks to approve Resolution 24-30 as presented. Any discussions, questions, clarifications, corrections? Hearing none, clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Thill?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Sheba?
Aye.
Resolution 24-30 passes 5-0, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And I have a comment for the Public Works Department. I wanted to say thank you for the wonderful job you did at the, in front of the moose there, cleaning up the property. And not the moose's property, but the edge of the forest preserves. Thank you very much for that, Mike. End of my report.
Thank you, Trustee Thill. Trustee Travis.
Yes, Your Honor, I just wanted to make note of some Community Relations Commission business. two programs which will be coming up soon. The Community Garage Sale, which will be held June 7th through June 9th. Registration for that will end Wednesday, May 15th. And the Summer Adoptive Planter will begin registration soon, but wanted to note that there will be no planters available near the Metro Station due to the construction at the Metro Station, and registration for that will end May 15th. And you can sign up on the village's website for either of those programs. That's the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Trustee Whitko.
Thank you, Your Honor. Tonight I have ordinance 24-05 approving a special use permit for an indoor recreational facility at 8150 Lehigh in Morton Grove. Egret Badminton submitted a complete special use permit requesting to operate an indoor recreational facility within the existing industrial space at the property commonly known as 8150 Lehigh Avenue. An indoor recreational facility is classified as a special use in the M2 General Manufacturing District and requires Plan Commission review and Board of Trustees approval. The applicant is leasing space to accommodate a proposed badminton training facility with 6 indoor courts. Appearance Commission review of the applicant's application was not required because the applicant is not proposing any exterior modifications to the subject property except conforming signage, installation, and as Brandon Nolan mentioned in his presentation, both the Plan Commission and Traffic Safety approved this unanimously. This is a first read, so no action will be taken tonight. And then I have Resolution 24-31, approving an economic incentive and tax increment allocation financing development agreement by and between the Village of Morton Grove and 6724 Dempster LLC in regard to certain real property located in the Sawmill Station redevelopment area and the expenditure of funds from the Sawmill Station Tax Increment Financing District Fund. This is to approve an economic incentive and tax increment allocation financing development agreement by and between the village and 6724 Dempster LLC. The developer will construct a mixed-use development on the property, which will include 6 residential apartments, ground floor commercial units, including an approximately 2,000 square foot Joe Donut restaurant. Construction of the development is expected to cost $5.9 million and is not economically feasible without village assistance. The developer and village staff have negotiated an economic development agreement that will reimburse the developer up to $1.5 million in TIF eligible costs incurred by the developer in return for the construction of the development under the terms of the agreement. The village will reimburse the developer up to $368,000 in the first 6 years following development completion in amounts equal to 75% of sales tax generated by the development and received by the village. The village will reimburse the developer up to $137,000 in the 7 to 12 years following development completion in amounts equal to 25% of the sales taxes generated by the development and received by the village. The village will reimburse the developer up to $945,000 in amounts equal to 95% of the incremental property taxes generated by the property and received by the village within the 15 years following development completion. The assistance will be reduced by 50% of the difference between the projected project budget of $5,907,900 and the actual project costs, and if the developer sells the property within 12 years following development completion, the assistance will be reduced by 50% of the difference between the projected sales price by year as defined by the agreement and the actual sales price. The assistance to the developer represents 24.5% of the total project costs, and the development is projected to generate approximately $4 million in incremental property tax and local sales tax over the life of the Sawmill Station TIF district. I move that we approve Resolution 24-31.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Whitko, seconded by Trustee Travis to approve Resolution 24-31 as presented. Any discussions, questions, clarification?
Just a comment.
Yes, sir.
This is why tax increment districts are developed, is to bring new businesses into town. And I think it's great for the village, but I don't know what it's going to do to my waistline. Welcome to the village. And my comment.
Any others? Clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Sheba? Trustee Thill?
Aye.
Resolution 24-31 passes 5-0, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. I just have a comment. Again, Nick, thank you so much for taking the risk, the chance. I appreciate that as an entrepreneur, that you're taking the effort and putting your money where your mouth is in Morton Grove. As many of these successes have happened through agreements like this resolution. I want to thank our village staff for putting it together as always. I'm very proud of the things that we've done in Morton Grove. TIFs in Morton Grove have been very successful. In fact, one of them a lot of places use as a model for us. So again, we are humbled and grateful that you're coming to town. Everybody's already talking about it, so let's get that first donut served as fast as possible. And no waiting, okay? So thank you very much.
I have a comment.
Go ahead, Asher.
I actually frequent your restaurant quite often, the one on Milwaukee in Niles. It is absolutely amazing. The biscuits and the potatoes with the syrup, unbelievable. I drive from Glenview all the way there just for lunch. Brunch.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Lupper. Any other comments? Thank you very much. Any other business brought before the board tonight? Presentations of warrants will be by Trustee Travis tonight, because Trustee Khan is absent with notice. Trustee Travis.
Yes, tonight's warrants total $337,662.92. I move that we accept the warrants as presented.
Motion made by Trustee Travis, seconded by Trustee Whitko to approve the warrants as presented. Any discussions, questions, clarifications, corrections? Hearing none, clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Sheba? Trustee Phil?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
The warrants pass as presented, 5-0, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Residents' comments, we have two tonight. David King.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and members of the board. My name's Dave King, and I've been a resident of Morton Grove for 36 years. I've previously written the board and spoken here about the dangers of recreational cannabis, and I've spoken in opposition to having recreational cannabis facilities here in Morton Grove. Since the MedMen store opened last spring of 2023, there have been a number of recent articles about new studies that have come out regarding the risks and dangers of cannabis use, in addition to those that we've already known for many years. Earlier this afternoon, I sent each of you a letter with some recent articles about the dangers of cannabis, including articles from the American Heart Association, the New York Times, and other media outlets. These articles unequivocally reflect that recreational cannabis use is causally linked to an increased risk of heart attack and stroke, an increased risk of heart failure, an increased risk of prevalence of asthma, and an increased rise in psychiatric disorders. I urge you, when you get a chance, to read those articles. They're important, in addition to some I've sent in the past. I also urge you to take a look at that building, the recreational cannabis facility at Sawmill Station, because there are signs plastered on that building about that cannabis facility that say premium highs, low prices. Premium highs, low prices. In my opinion, those kinds of signs are really awful and even disgusting, given the dangers of cannabis use. If they don't violate the letter of the Morton Grove regulations on cannabis business establishment, they certainly violate the spirit and intent not to have slang words and stuff on the board saying premium highs, low prices. They're inappropriate, and they certainly set a bad example for our youth. A better sign should be, let's just say no to the dangers of recreational cannabis. So I urge the board to let's keep the dialogue open about the public health and safety dangers of recreational cannabis. And if and when it becomes time, let's join together and reconsider whether having recreational cannabis facilities in Morton Grove is still a good idea, or whether on balance it's a public health and safety danger to our community. Thank you.
David, thank you for your comments. I know the sign you're talking about. I'm with you on that one. I'll do my best to make sure that Ralph and my staff notifies them that We have residents now complaining about it, take it down. You got it. Next up, Mr. Rudolph Vilk. Mr. Vilk, I noticed on your sheet here that you wrote exactly the same thing that you've written probably for 3 years, 2 times a month. It's 36, so almost 100 times you've written the same thing. So I'm going to challenge you tonight. Residents' comments are for comments only. They're not general back and forth questions. But since you always have a question, hold on. If you have a fresh new question, ask it tonight. If you don't, then we're going right back to you insulting staff and telling us what a bad job Terry does, what a bad job Ralph does, how he sleeps on the job, how I'm no good, how I don't live up to your freedom of speech. So do you have any new questions that you would like to ask the board or any of my staff present here tonight?
Are you finished?
Yeah, I'm asking you a question.
Thank you. Before you finish, you need to explain to me too. I'm finished. Let go through. Okay, thank you. Okay, good evening, everybody. I have a mistake. In my report before, I see what village charged me a lot money, and not just for me, for everybody who have less than 3,000 gallon water. It's why I make, I think it's village charged 2 times per month. Really, village charges just 1 time per 2 months, not per month. It's why I have mistake. Everybody here, I mean administration and membership, check, swear. We check we check and read your letters, and nobody see my mistake. Okay. Trustee maybe not understand, something not have time, but we have Teresa Hoffman-Liston who more important to know these rules. We have Mr. Ralph who more knows rules. Why nobody check my mistake? What's going on? Are you working and you swear when you look at my letters and make sure that I'm not have mistake? I have mistake. And I show you which one. It's, for example, I counting $436.32, but really it's have just $109.08. After price raised to 10 8 cents per gallon, I written down like 8,856 cents. I make it. Really, it's have 194/4. It's really big mistake. Nobody check. Nobody see. Nobody make mistake. Also, another question. May 10, 2021. Mayor not signed letters. My letters what I give him by reading. Ralph give me answer. Mayor give me letters with his signature. I asked Ralph, can you give me a copy for these letters? Yes, of course I give you. No, give me this letter.
1 minute
for
left,
what?
Rudy. 1 minute.
Mayor, my questions to you. Did you sign it in meeting, my writing down report?
No, I took it one step further,
No?
Rudy. If you remember it, I sat down with you in my conference room and we talked, and I answered every one of your questions. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion made by Trustee Mink, seconded by Trustee Wicko to adjourn the meeting. Meeting is adjourned, 7:24.
Now,
All in favor?
now
Aye.
you see answer, Mayor.